Hey guys, it's Neat1Up here, back doing the Neatway series for the first time in about 4 months, the last video I did for this series being for Mega Man 5. For the newcomers, the Neatway is a series in which I beat Mega Man games with no injuries, and I walk through the stages whilst displaying the strategies I use in order to pass the stages with no damage taken. Sounds hard? Well, that's because it is! In Mega Man 6, Mr. X really wants to take over the world for some reason at the expense of 8 robots that a bunch of children around the world work their butts off on. So of course, Mega Man and his totally faithful boy, Rush, have to go stop them. Mega Man 6 is actually my least favorite Mega Man game. But I know there were hecka people waiting for this to arrive, and I do apologize for it taking this long to make another episode of the Neatway, but I honestly felt really discouraged from the performance of the last Neatway video in comparison to the performance of the no damage run to accompany that. Heck, I did another no damage run after my Mega Man 5 one, and it earned over 1,000 views. But anyways, let's get started with this 30-year-old NES title. Also, I lied about Rush being faithful as he's not available to the player right away, as Rush is no longer in his coil or jet form and he's now in the form of 2 adapters, those being the power and jet adapter, which are only unlockable if you defeat Flame Man and Plant Man, with the former unlocking the power adapter and with the latter unlocking the jet adapter. Flame Man comes before Plant Man in the weakness order, so we're going to the Middle East to chase after him first. You'll notice something's off about the controls when you try to slide. Instead of switching to his jumping sprite when you press jump when he's sliding, he switches to his inching forward sprite. Whether this was intentional or not, it doesn't really streamline the game as much as I would like it to. But this is the main premise of Flame Man Stage. There are floors with oil on it. If an enemy spews fire and it happens to land in the oil, it lights on fire. The fire is instant death. We also have these pookers that require a charge shot in order to either kill them or make them into a platform in order for us to progress over the oil or fire. Understand? Yeah, good. As long as you understand all that, the stage is a cinch to get through. And the boss is almost just as easy. Just pay attention to the background. You'll want to keep a distance of 2 pillars away from Flame Man, or a little less than half the screen's distance. With this strat, you'll manage to avoid getting hit by Flame Blast almost every time. Also, Flame Blast deflects your buster shots. After defeating Flame Man, we get Flame Blast. Now it's time to take a trip to Canada to fight Blizzard Man. And now's also time to show off your power adapter. With it, you can break blocks that have cracks in them. Also, you can use Flame Blast to melt these pillars of ice to uncover a pathway to a special item. Flame Blast is also useful for taking out this Squidon. Squidon? Whatever. Now for Blizzard Man. He can do one of 3 things. 1. He can fire Blizzard Attack, which will home in on your position when it's spawned in. 2. He'll roll in your direction until he hits the wall. 3. He'll ski a small distance towards you. He's weak to Flame Blast, but I ran out of it here because I used too much of it in the stage. Now we get Blizzard Attack. Time to fly over to Brazil to encounter Plant Man, and also to get the jet adapter. In this stage, there are 2 gorilla tanks that are pretty easy to take out with Flame Blast. I gotta say, Flame Blast in this game is shockingly OP. These enemies at the end don't appear on a whim. They appear in the same place every time. Also, if you're low on health, there are small energy pellets in the flowers in the trees. Now it's time for Plant Man. I think he's the easiest boss in the game. He'll spawn in his plant barrier, then he'll jump to either the left or the right, with the height of the jump being random. Once he lands, he'll throw his plant barrier to your direction. When the plant barrier exits the screen, he'll run to your direction for a certain distance, but he will never run into you when you run to the wall. Try to use Blizzard Attack after he throws his plant barrier at you when he's open. Either use it then or when he's running towards you. Now we get Plant Barrier. Time to go to the western part of the country to go against Tomahawk Man. If you break this block with the power adapter, Proto Man will be here to deliver to you the energy balancer. It'll allow you to charge up your most depleted weapon when you don't have a special weapon equipped. Now let's use Jet Adapter to get through this area. Go through this joint to get to Tomahawk Man. Now my strategy for Tomahawk Man involves muscle memory and hand-eye coordination. Basically what I do is I try to focus on Tomahawk Man and react to whatever he does. I keep Mega Man in my peripheral vision and let muscle memory take control of him. I use Plant Barrier in this fight as that's his weakness. He'll either decide to jump, with the height and length being random, he'll throw his silver tomahawk, or he'll throw his hair bullets at you. He's even capable of cornering you to the point of no escape. Actually, you can probably escape with jet adapter, but it's still annoying. When do you hit him with plant barrier? Whenever you have a good opening, that's all I can really tell you. Once we manage to defeat him, we get silver tomahawk. We also get Beat's B parts. Like last game, we get to unlock Beat again. Unlike last game, we don't unlock him the same way as last game. After you defeat a boss, in the stage select screen, it'll show either a 1-up, meaning that there's nothing else in the stage to get, it'll show a letter, meaning that you got one of Beat's parts, or it'll show nothing, meaning that there's a Beat part in the stage that you didn't get. In order to get Beat's parts, we have to take the other routes in the stages that we can't take without the use of either of the adapters. At the end of said routes, we defeat the robot master of the stage and we get the boss's special weapon in addition to obtaining one of Beat's parts. If you don't take the other route, you will still reach the boss and you'll fight him like normal. The boss's pattern does not change, and you'll still get his power, you just won't get part of Beat. But anyways, let's take a visit to Japan to meet up with Yamato Man. You like my rhymes? This stage is pretty easy in my opinion. Also, there are 2 split paths in this stage. The first fork is at the very beginning, where you have the choice to either go up the ladder or bust open the broken block to reveal another path. The second is here, where you can either go down this ladder or use jet adapter to go up this ladder. Take the top path here, as if you take the bottom path, you'll still fight Yamato Man, but you won't get one of Beat's parts. Also, don't fall into this hole. You'll find yourself on the route to the other Yamato Man. Speaking of him, here's Yamato Man. He'll do one of 2 things. He'll either jump to your direction while throwing 3 Yamato spears with the jump length being random, or he'll throw a Yamato spear to your direction, then he'll walk to the opposite wall. He'll also never do the same attack 3 times in a row. He's weak to Silver Tomahawk, and it's actually pretty easy to hit him with it too. Now we get Yamato Spear. Now we go to the UK to dance with Nightman. Hey, I got a joke. Why can't British people play chess? Because they don't have a queen! Oh, screw up! You having trouble with these enemies? Just use Yamato Spear. This stage is pretty self-explanatory. It's actually low-key boring. Until you encounter these. Brain breaks. Shoot them with 2 quick shots. If you shoot them only once, they're gonna jump on you. Also, there are bouncy balls at the end. Now break this block so that you can fight the right Nightman. Now for Nightman. Use Yamato Spear. It can go through his shield. Also, when he uses Night Crusher, it'll go to what your floor position was when he released it. And that's pretty much it. We get Night Crusher. Now let's go to Greece to take on Centaur Man, whose stage is again another pushover. Also, make sure to use Jet Adapter to get to this boss door. Now for Centaur Man. Every time he shoots a shot, it'll bounce off the opposite wall and will split into a bunch of tiny projectiles that will go the other way. He can also walk towards the other side of the room, in that case you jump over him. He can also use Centaur Flash before firing his shot I talked about earlier. It'll freeze you in place, but you don't need to worry because by the time he makes his next move, Centaur Flash would already have finished. Oh, I also forgot that he can go invisible and then appear to your location. Use Night Crush whenever you have a good opportunity to use it. After that fight's over, we get Centaur Flash. We also get B, who's been severely nerfed since Mega Man 5. Now we go to China to take on the last stage of the initial 8 where Windman is located. In this stage, there are these fans that'll blow you upward whenever you're over them. Be mindful of when you press the jump button, as that can easily influence how high you hover. But besides that, this stage, along with just about all the other stages, is another pushover. So is Windman himself. Windman can either suck you in, which can easily be circumvented by sliding, he'll fly to a random spot on the other side of the room, or he'll throw 2 gyro attacks towards you. He telegraphs his next moves pretty clearly, so pay attention to how he's moving. And he's weak to Centaur Flash. Pay attention to his iframes, react to whatever he does, and this fight is one of, if not the easiest fight in the game. And with that, we get Windstorm, which Windman never even uses in his fight. Now that we've taken down all of Mr. X's robots, it's time to go after Mr. X's castle. In the first stage, there are a few parts where you're forced to use one of the adapters, and if you take this route to get through the stage and break this block, you'll get 4 1-ups. The boss of this stage is really easy. Use power adapter on the sides of these guys. That's their weak points. Mr. X Stage 2 is another pushover with an annoying boss. Power Piston's weak to Silver Tomahawk, but you can only hit him with it when it's at its highest elevation on the wall. If you stand to the far left, you'll be safe from the rocks falling from above, but you still have to dodge Power Piston's bullets. Mr. X Stage 3 really likes to intimidate you with spikes and precarious jumps with an easy boss at the end. And Mr. X Stage 4 likes to do the same thing, except with bottomless pits. Also, here's a pro tip. If you use power adapter on these boxes, it'll push them down onto these vents, preventing these pits from spawning. Nice touch, Capcom. Anyways, at the end of the stage, we have to face Mr. X in his crusher. He's weak to power adapter and flame blast, but I used the Mega Buster here. After that, Mr. X reveals he was Wily this whole time, and now we have to go after Wily's fortress for the 6th time. Wily Stage 1 is yet another pushover, and if you can use Jet Adapter at the right time, you can get to this platform and break this block, revealing a pathway with a lot of energy pickups. And the boss of this stage is a walk in the park. Wily Stage 2 is a walk in the park too. Oh, it also has another path if you want to use Flame Blast here. And the boss is yet another pushover. And Wily Stage 3 is the boss rush stage. All the Robot Masters use the same strategies from their stages, but this stage still did take a while to do successfully. And Wily Stage 4 is the last stage in the game. Wily Machine 6 is another pushover. Make sure Wily Machine is on the left side of the screen when you kill its first form, so that when the second form jumps the first time, it'll clip into the wall, giving you some leeway to get in a bunch of Silver Tomahawks. Wily Capsule's also weak to Silver Tomahawk, and that's the game. It took Mega 6 games to finally realize that arresting Dr. Wily was the way to go. Surprising. This game's soundtrack is very nice to listen to, especially the end credits when they remix the songs from the Robot Master stages. I also really like the artwork in this game. It's probably the best artwork out of all the 6 classic NES games. However, the game itself is really easy to get through. And the scary parts are just there to be scary, they're not hard by any means. Obviously, I don't like how Mega Man's sliding interruptions work in this game. It drastically slows down the pace of the game for me. I'm no speedrunner, but still, the sliding makes the gameplay a lot more entertaining for me, not just to do, but also to watch. But hey, those guys over at Games Done Quick have mastered the sliding in this game, so if you want to see a speedrun, go check them out. But that's Mega Man 6. Sorry MM6 fans for it taking me this long to get this video out and for my negative opinion on this game. I was actually hesitant to release this video because I didn't think people would want to hear my opinion for the nth time. I've expressed pretty frequently in the community my dislike for this game, so yeah. I don't know if this video will perform well or if it'll perform poorly, but at the very least, I did complete the Neatway vids for the first 6 games. Will I do Neatway videos for 7 and 8? I don't know, but for right now, this is it. And I just realized I forgot to say what I say at the end of every Neatway video. And that is Mega Man 6, the Neatway. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like, and if you didn't, leave a dislike. If you want to see more of my content, please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I shall see y'all in the next one. Till then, peace.